Yeah, it was good. It's your man right here, Kurt Nice, Shadesradio.com. And this little response right here is for the Grizzlemania 2 Grind Time TV MC battle between Iron Solomon and Ness, okay, aka Elliot Ness from Making the Band fame and all of that. But I just want to go into a few things, man. Like, a lot of people is on here making comments about who won and who didn't win this particular battle. Now, it was a good battle, and it wasn't legendary in the status of who was there. You got, battle, quote unquote, underground battle legends like Iron Solomon and people that's been on the grind doing their thing on the underground like Enes that came together. But it, people categorize them as legends, and shout outs to both of them brothers, but they not legends. You know what I'm saying? They underground figures. They're staples in the underground scene and that. But cats got to do a little bit more to be considered legends and shit. They just blowing that up a little bit. But um, I definitely got to say that um, Iron Solomon got that one, hands down. The first time I watched it, uh, I could barely even watch Ness's uh, response verses because they were so minimal in comparison to the impact that Solomon's joints had. Now, when I watched it the second and third and fourth time or whatever, I gained more of an appreciation for Ness's rhymes and that he was bringing some things. But the main problem was that everything that he was spitting was generic as hell. Like that, all of those rhymes could have been made for any white rapper. Any white rapper in particular could have just stood right there and then Enes could have spit them same exact rhymes. Whereas Solomon's verses was specifically for Ness. Like all of those verses would have worked on nobody but Ness. So in the essence of a battle, when you come in to fight somebody on the mic, you got to get a couple of things clear. First of all, you fighting that particular person, not just some generic person off the street. You fighting that particular person. So if the person comes with shit that's addressing, specifically that other MC, then you got to give them the credit for that. They prepared and they was prepared for that particular battle. Right now, if you just rolled out of your bed and came off the street and just started spitting some generic shit, you might have some good lines, but you shouldn't be declared the winner of that particular battle because you wasn't ready for that specific battle. All right. The other thing was like there's a difference between you come to for an MC battle, right? You coming for an MC battle. It ain't supposed to be like you're truthfully really trying to threaten a nigga. That's what made MC battles weak as hell to me. Like after if maybe if you a young dude, like maybe you ain't seen that many battles, maybe just seeing somebody talk shit to another person get you all, gets goosebumps on you or some shit like that makes you happy to see that. Like people, it seems like they about to fight. But to me, even on that level, that's some of the most corniest shit. It's whack as hell when you see niggas out there talking shit to each other and they really ain't gonna fight. That's the weakest shit imaginable. So you know what it is when you got an MC battle. These niggas ain't gonna fight. So why are you talking like you gonna hem a nigga up? You gonna punch him in the face? You gonna shoot the nigga? You gonna stab him in the head? All those kinds of metaphors are weak as hell when you come down to for real hip hop versus street rap. Now, if you just had like two street rappers in there talking that shit, that's some of the corny ass battle. That's why I don't watch a lot of that shit no more. But if you had like a street dude spitting against somebody that couldn't rhyme at all, that's gonna sound good. But when you have a street rap kind of dude spitting against a for real underground hip hop artist or an MC, not a rapper, that's when they look weak in comparison. All right. It's about originality, concept, and skills when you're talking about MCing. It's not just all about antics and your physical pointing in somebody's face or your face looks mad or you mean mugging a nigga or you pushing up on the nigga like you about to steal his ass, like you about to snuff him or some shit. Like all them type of antics is good for theatrics, but this is not, a pantomime battle. This is not, a battle of shadow boxing. Who could looks like they shadow boxing better? This is a battle of come up with good shit in your mind, come up with shit out of your perceptual ability to make hip hop as an MC and dazzle us with your cleverness. That's what the real battle is. It's a battle of words. Just like at the end, you know, Ness is acting all tough and hard and mean mugging and all that shit. You know, Solomon was laughing a lot. Like he made sure his delivery was crisp and it was on point, and he upped the level of energy at certain points, and he changed up his style and all that. But you can't say that, you know, oh, I'm gonna be saying I'm gonna stab you in the head, I'm gonna gang rape your mother because she don't get out much and all that shit. And then after the battle's over, y'all smile and shake hands and shit. Come on, B. Like you knew you was gonna do that from the gate. Why you acting like you know what I'm saying? You're gonna murder this nigga when really all you trying to do is save your ego. You know what I'm saying? Now, a couple of points I would like to say specifically to the cats that think Ness won this battle. Um, First of all, uh, Solomon came with many more different styles, different cadences, different flows. He switched his flow plenty of times in there. You can go back and count the different times that he switched to a different flow of rhyming. Ness maybe had about three. He changed up maybe three times. Like he had a couple of like little cadence transitions. And don't get me wrong, Ness is an alright rapper. He's alright. You know what I'm saying? Um, but he didn't keep up with the number of the level of difficulty with the skill level. All right, that Solomon bring. Matter of fact, Solomon was even going into the call and response shit. He got the crowd to do a call and response shit with him at a certain point during a rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Ness didn't even try that. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't going to work. Some of the better lines, obviously, that Iron Solomon had was the bitch ass Ness. That shit was fresh. You know what I mean? The What else? I have a bunch of good fucking the 33 shit. You know that was funny. That was hot. The Puff Puff Pass shit, that was hot. But I actually have a lot of shit too that I want to comment about with Ness's rhymes. Like the funny thing about it, he was going into the Doogie Howser line. He mentioned Mall Cop. He mentioned Eminem a couple of times. But then right at the beginning, like in the first round, he said, "But I'm not even gonna use the race card." But that's exactly what he was doing the whole time. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not gonna use the race card, but you were just talking about some generic white rapper and shit the whole time and shit. Um, and people commented that, oh, Ness' mouth was dry and shit, and he had some ashy lips and shit like that. But I think that was because of the pressure. Like that first round before they got him that bottle of water, I think he was shocked that how Iron Solomon came at him. I think he just slept on the whole shit. I think he just was hanging out with his boys and was like, "Yo, we hard, we this and that," and he didn't fully prepare for this rap battle because when he actually stood in front of Solomon, I think it shocked him. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause just look at his face. He looked uncomfortable the whole time. Ness looked uncomfortable the whole time, and he got that dry mouth shit from being nervous and shit. So after they got on the water, he was good after that. Also, the LeBron James Dwayne Wade line, that shit was on point. He was in Miami. He compared the whole situation between LeBron James, Dwayne Wade joining up on the same team to how Ness would have to get down with Solomon. Like that was just a whole good originality and creativity right there. Um, one of Ness's best lines though was in a relationship to that shit that he was saying, and it was a generic white boy line, but he was saying about a lot of niggas be telling me that they hype you up as the champion, but really what he wanted is a companion, somebody to he could teach and fish and go camping, and so teach the fish and go camping. That shit was kind of hot. That was a hot line. Um, but one of the other ill lines that Solomon said was, uh, "Now you can see through Jesus's eyes how it feels to be on the losing side of getting beat by a Jewish guy." Come on, man. That's when niggas was saying body bag. That's when niggas started yelling body bag because it wasn't just the fact that he was saying Ness was like Christ about to get crucified in his 33rd year by Solomon. It wasn't just that, but it was just the idea that he was saying that Jesus got crucified by a Jewish guy and see how that would feel and shit. So that, he brought up a lot of ill punchlines. And that's what freaking hip hop is about when it's about battle rapping. It is about punchlines. What the fuck else do you think it's about? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's how you look, your chain and shit. That's what niggas supposed to be judging you on. Whether your hat matches your shirt. Like, that's what motherfuckers supposed to be judging you on and shit. Whether you so called tough in the street and then you smoking dust all the way down there. Like, what the, like, that's what niggas supposed to be hyped up about. Nah, it's the punchlines. It's the rhyme. You know what I'm saying? That was a good example of how uh, underground for real hip hop is superior to street rappers and street rap. You know what I mean? That was just a good example of it. The majority of people that commented on here, the overwhelming majority see that Iron Solomon won that. But there's a few people that believe that Ness won. That's because they're probably younger. That's because they're probably more intimidated by shit that goes on in the street. So those type of rhymes scare them a little bit, and it intimidates them a little bit more when they hear niggas talk about guns and stabbing a nigga in their face or raping their mother or you know shooting babies in their girl mouth and shit. Like, that's what hypes y'all up. That's what gets y'all little blood flowing or whatever. But if you so gangster and all that stuff, and that's all you really, why are you on the fucking computer anyway, dog? Like, why are you sitting here commenting on videos? Why don't you go peddle some crack or run from the cops or some shit like that? But gangsters shouldn't be on the computer talking shit to motherfuckers that are into for real hip hop, because that's what this is. This is music and art. This is music and art. You know what I mean? This is not the second job of the drug dealer or the second job of the stick up man. You know what I'm saying? This is not that. Streets didn't make hip hop. Hip hop gave a different aspect of the streets, but it's about peace, love, unity, and safety, having fun. So that's what we about right here. Shadesradio.com, Temple of Hip Hop. I'm your man Kurt Nice. If you don't like what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you can comment, do whatever you're gonna do. Also, to say Ness was better, to say Ness was worse than 6 rappers that Solomon could name, this number 6 being My Son, and then the top 5 being Dylon. Come on, man. He murdered that man. Like, that shit was embarrassing on the first time I watched it. That shit was embarrassing. You know what I mean? So, whatever. Oh, one last thing. He did have another generic good white boy line where he said, "My 44 changed you from Drew Carey to Drew Barrymore." All right. But again, didn't compare to Solomon. But, it was a good battle, and it was real chill. So, hey, maybe they'll have some more good ones. All right. Peace, y'all.